This morning, we're working for your wallet here discussing so-called Trump accounts. What are they? They are IRA-style savings accounts for eligible children. I'm joined now by Chantel Bonneau Stewart, financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, to explain all of this. Okay, so parents can get money in their accounts, right? Can you walk us through what led to all of this and how much?
So it's exciting. It's
Yeah.
a new thing
Yeah.
for kids, right? Always a fun thing to think about. So this got released last year in the One Big Beautiful Bill,
Okay.
saying they're having this new thing, a Trump account, where you can establish an account for any child under 18. But the big flashy headline is if you have a baby born between 2025
Okay.
and 2028, the government has committed that they're going to make a $1,000 contribution for the child if the parent sets up the account. That's important.
Right, you gotta do that.
And elects it. But
Okay.
if you have a child that's born before then, but under 18, you still can establish this account to try and give kids another opportunity to save for a house, a business,
Sure.
at college, education, something like
And
that.
even if you can't put much in there, that extra 1,000, if you have the baby between 2025 and 2028, that grows over time, right? Can you talk
grows.
about that?
Yes, the money will be invested in U.S., like a U.S. index fund. That's
Okay.
the rule. So hopefully over time you get that compound growth. It's tax deferred. That adds up. And
Sure.
maybe, right, that's an incentive to say, I'm going to throw $10 a month. And then that can really compound if you are able to contribute anything to get that kind of
Sure.
moving.
And it's not just, it's not necessarily for education. It can be used for other reasons, right? Can you talk a difference between the 529? I mean, that's what I have for my 3 kids. There was no Trump account when I wish someone was giving me $1,000 for each of my 3 kids. But I can still actually open these accounts. The differences between the 529 that I have for my 3 kids and these Trump accounts.
Correct. So a 529 is education specific. So
Okay.
you're putting money in, that's going to grow tax-free and be accessible tax-free if used for education. So if your goal is to save very specifically for education, that's going to have the most tax advantages still, most
Okay.
likely. Now, the Trump account gives you a little more flexibility, but when the money comes out, you will pay tax at that point in time.
Okay.
So that's why if it's 100% your goal is education, the 529 is probably the right path. What's hard with a lot of the clients we work with is they're trying to think through what they want. And that's
Sure,
where
sure.
working with an advisor can help you really make sure with the resources you have, it's in the place that is most likely to be accessible for your goals with the least tax
Sure.
at the end of the day.
Sure, it can get confusing, right?
can.
But we've got to do this now for our kids when they get older, especially the way the economy is fluctuating and everything. Maybe get with a financial planner and talk about the 529, the Trump account. And in some cases, would it be beneficial for someone to do both?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, if you have the resources to do it all, right?
Yeah,
Why
right,
not?
right.
I had a baby last year, so I'm getting my
There you
$1,000
go.
in my account.
Good.
And so why not? Why not sign up for that to get that, deposit into your account? If your child's older, I really think it comes down to budget and what you feel you can commit. If you can do it all, then good for you. If you can't, we just got to pair it in.
Sure.
And the other thing that's really important is to sign up for this account. You can either go to the website, which is not fully live, but trumpaccounts.gov, or you can actually submit it with your tax return. So for people getting their taxes done, tell your tax preparer or check the box. It's IRS form 4547.
Okay. We talked about in the past before about how much it costs to raise a child from birth to college. It's a lot. It's a lot. So this is one way to have that compounding interest start, right, and get it rolling.
And anything that's a good reminder to start saving, or maybe
Sure.
they get a job when they're older, birthday money.
Yeah.
Everything adds up. That's what people forget is it doesn't have to be tens of thousands of
Sure,
dollars.
sure.
$10 a month over time compounding with some market return can be really valuable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we see that Dow go over that 50,000 mark,
Yeah.
maybe not today, but it'll get back there.
Yeah, if you want your kid to buy a house in San Diego
You
and
gotta better
not
start
move
now.
away, let's start saving.
That's right. We want them to stay here. Chantel, thanks for coming in. Always appreciate your
you.
time. All right, taking a quick break. We'll be right back after this.